What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. Well, baby, woo, y'all done unleashed a beast right now. Y'all, I done went all the way back. Now, Peacock has all of the seasons. I told y'all that I was going to do this throwback. I would see how the first episode hit me. Baby, I am here for the drama. I am here for this whole Manzo family situation. Carolyn, Dina, Jacqueline. Where these people? Now, don't tell me nothing. I know some of y'all have been watching this show all the way through. So let me get past the first episode. But let's just talk about this first episode. Let me get my notes, child. So in the first episode, now I know what y'all talking about. Teresa asked, okay, we start off, we have Teresa. Now, Teresa and Dina are friends. We see them down to the Perla spending money, and Dina telling Teresa that she need to get some boobs, honey. Well, Teresa took your advice, okay? We know that Teresa got some boobs, because she definitely, them boobs in this first episode ain't the boobs that she got some boobs. She got some other things too, but we'll talk about that. They've been friends for 13 years. Now, we see that Teresa is building her dream house. She said they've been building it for 3 years. We meet the kids. We meet Joe. Oh, she's so proud of him. He's so handsome. He's such a, he's such a beautiful husband. Blah, blah, blah. And yes, we see Teresa spending a lot of money. Now, in hindsight, I know some things now that probably we didn't know when the show first started. And what we know is when this show started, Teresa and Joe were already under investigation. So number one, why the hell would you go on a reality show? Which, by the way, Joe did not want her to do. And number two, girl, why would you go on a reality show showing off all this cash? Why are you just walking around with a wallet full of thousands of dollars down to the furniture store paying in cash? She talking about something. I hear that the economy is in a recession, so that's why I carry cash. Girl, that's not what that means. The economy being in a recession don't have nothing to do with you paying cash. Ma'am, what? Anyway, child. We see Teresa with the girls later on in the episode. They do the whole going to Gia's dance recital and taking her dance pictures. And Teresa breaking the rules because the lady said no makeup. And she's sitting there putting lip gloss on Gia. And Gia's telling her mom no. She said don't put anything. She said nothing. Child, Teresa wasn't listening. She did it anyway, child. So anyway, we got that. Then we have Dina. Dina and Carolyn are sisters. Dina was divorced. She said she moved in with her sister. She didn't have nothing. She said the ladies in New Jersey didn't want to say nothing to her until she remarried her husband, who just happens to be Dina's brother. So we have two sisters that married brothers. That actually happened, well, close to that in my family. My mom and her sister married best friends. They weren't brothers by blood, but they might as well have been. So I know what that's like growing up with the foursomes, okay? There was always the four of them, okay? But she said she remarried. She got some money now. But she said her husband worked 24/7. She said they've been married for 3 years, but if you take all the time that they've spent together and add it up, it might be 3.5 weeks, okay? She said that, she has a daughter who is a spoiled brat. I'm sorry, listen, these people are all grown at this point, so I can call that girl a spoiled brat because she grown now. But on this episode, I saw here she was a spoiled brat, okay? But all these kids were, okay? All of these kids on this show are brats. Okay, and you can be spoiled and not be a brat. These kids are brat. Even though I like Carolyn's kids, but she got them so rotten. Now they're rotten. For the first episode, I'm gonna say they're rotten. But Jacqueline's daughter was a brat. Dina's daughter, a brat. Okay, but neither here nor there. I hate when I hear parents say, well, she's like my best friend. She's like my sister. When you hear kids say their mama is like their sister. And then Dina's daughter, at one point when they were out there playing tennis, gonna say, I love my mom. I wouldn't want an old fat mom. Girl, what? What? You wouldn't want an old fat mama? I ain't got the energy for it. So, Carolyn and her husband She says she is truly a housewife, that she has stayed home and raised her children. They have a business. It's like a catering business slash, I I believe it's like a catering space. They do events and stuff. Now, Dina is an interior designer and an event planner, so she has an office at their facility. I ain't write down the name of the place. I'm sure y'all know the name of it. I'll get it the next time around because I'm sure they say it 5,000 times, child. And it's family business. Like, all of the kids work there. The daughter does, she's like an event coordinator there. The youngest son is like, you know, the valet and all that good stuff. Now, the oldest son went to college and he wants to go to law school. Now, Carolyn said, listen, I'm not one of those parents that feel like I have to force my kids to go to college. If they don't think that college is for them and they're not college material, then who am I to force them into going to college? Like, that's not me. They're working in the family business and they're good. Now, their youngest son, he has a vision. He just ain't interested in college. He wants to open up some script clubs and a car wash. And Carolyn said, listen, as long as it's a high-end script club, as long as it's a place that your mama can be proud of, baby, do your thing. And I'm going to be honest with you, I ain't mad at her. I'm just not mad at her. If y'all have the means and the ability to help him start his own business without having to go to school. Now, do I think he probably should go take some business classes? Yes. Yes, he should. But do I feel like it's a terrible, terrible idea for him not to? Listen, some people have advantages that, listen. You already got one foot in the door, child. Okay? And if your mama say go for it and she gonna help finance it, baby, go for it. Do your thing. Okay? Do your thing. Now, Jacqueline ended up marrying into the family as well. She is the sister-in-law to Dina and Carolyn. Now, Jacqueline came up during this reunion, but I digress. I'm going to try not to bring up new stuff. We're going to look at this through fresh eyes. I've never seen these episodes before, but I do remember these names, okay? She was originally from Vegas. She said she moved to New Jersey to marry her now husband. She has 2 kids. She has a daughter from her previous relationship, and then she has a 6-year-old son, I believe, with her husband Chris. Now, we're going to find out that Jacqueline, at least in this first episode, is torn between her friendship with Danielle, who we're going to talk about in a second, and Dina. Because for whatever reason, Danielle and Dina do not get along. We're going to find out later on, I guess. But at the end of this episode, all we really find out is that something went down between Dina and Danielle that ended with Dina threatening to beat Danielle's ass, child. I don't know. But let's keep going. So then, Danielle married into money. She said she was engaged 19 times before she married her husband, and life was good. Child, she said she had a black card before Madonna had her black card, okay? She was out here living la vida loca, living her best life, okay? Until she got divorced. Now, on the show, it looked like she's still living pretty good to me. She looked like she got a nice house in a nice neighborhood with a little pool in the back. She drive a luxury vehicle. So, I feel like when people start talking about money, it is relative. I guess if you go from a black card to having to pay, to a regular old Amex, I guess you've downgraded. But you seem like you still live a pretty decent life. At least on this first episode. Now, y'all don't start in these comments telling me about stuff that's going to happen later. Let me find out in my own time, okay? I'm watching these episodes. Let me find out the way I need to find out. Don't be spoiling it for me. Don't be spoiling it, okay? I'm only going by what I saw in this first episode because I just started watching Housewives, I think season 10. I've only looked at the last 3 seasons, okay? So don't spoil it for me, okay? Now, Danielle, she also has 2 children, and okay, we found out that Danielle and Jacqueline are friends, right? Now, we find out that Danielle has been dating this guy by the name of Gucci Model, and basically all they've been doing is having phone sex. So she has the opportunity to meet him in person. So Teresa and Jacqueline come over to the house, help her get dressed. Now, both of them then told her, listen, we think that this ain't it. We think that this man ain't real, that he's not what he claims to be. Now, you say you looking for love and you looking to find you a husband. This man ain't it. Like, even if he is legit, do you think he's really getting ready to marry the woman that he's been having phone sex with for the last however many months and y'all never met. Now I know stranger things have happened. Don't tell me about your cousin, uncle, sister who married a man that she met on the website and that's all they did was have phone sex for 3 months and then they got married. I don't care. I know it can happen, but we're talking about what generally speaking. So Danielle ends up going on this date. Now Teresa and Carolyn, now this was cute. It was funny, quirky, cute. They end up going to the same restaurant and hiding over in the corner, child, with their little binoculars. Now, unfortunately, Gucci model stood Danielle up. And I know she was embarrassed because she sat there. First of all, she sat there for an hour and a half. He was supposed to meet her at 7:30. It was 9 o'clock and she's still talking about something. What if he stands me up? Girl, he already did. You've been there for an hour and a half waiting for him. You ain't realize that you got stood up yet? You didn't know you already got stood? Girl, he already did. So then she ends up calling Jacqueline saying, I need my friends. You know, he stood me up and they show up and it was cute. And she said that she appreciated the fact that they followed her just to make sure that everything was okay. Make sure that this man, you know, that he wasn't some crazy stalker. And she felt like that her friends really had love for her. Okay. So then we find out about the Chateau. Now the Chateau is the hair place, the salon where all of them get their hair, nails done, whatever. What I heard is that's how they got Teresa, that they all met Teresa down to the salon. Even though in this show it said they've been friends for 13 years. But child, I don't know what's real at this point. But neither here nor there. They supposed to be going out for a girls' night in the city, honey. And Dina is there getting herself together. And Jacqueline shows up to get her hair and stuff done. And who is sitting out front on the porch waiting for her to pull up is Danielle. Now, I find that to be a little creepy, Danielle. Why are you sitting outside of the hair salon waiting for Jacqueline to pull up? Because she done found out that she didn't get invited to the girls' night. And so she want to know, she basically is trying to make Jacqueline feel guilty about the fact that she didn't get invited to the girls' night. And she was like, well, where y'all going? Y'all going to Cipriani's? Well, what if I just showed up? What if I just showed up? And Jacqueline was like, please don't. Like, girl, you weren't invited. And I didn't have nothing to do with it. It's not my event. It is Dina's event. And Dina doesn't have to invite you. Yeah, but it's just silly. Like, it's just silly. Like, why would she do that? Because she doesn't like you. Now, why she don't like you, I hope we get more clarity on. All we know is that they met up at some point. They didn't get along. And Danielle threatened her. I hope we get a little more clarity on why. The who, the what, the when, the where, and the how of this whole situation. But that is what we found out. Now, the ladies end up going out. They changed restaurants because Jacqueline was like, listen, I feel like Danielle might pop up down to the Cipriani's. So can we go somewhere else, please? I don't want the drama. And basically, yeah, they end up going out to eat. Danielle feels some kind of way about it. And Jacqueline is like, listen, they don't like each other and I just want them to keep me out of it. Like, they can do this and they can do that. Just keep me out of it. But this is Housewives. It's never that easy. Okay. So that is season 1, episode 1 of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Listen, come with me on this journey. If you have never watched the early seasons, watch them again. They're on Peacock. If you have Peacock, they go all the way back to season 1. If you've watched it before, relive it with me. But please don't spoil anything for me. I don't know nothing other than the last three seasons. So please don't tell me nothing that hasn't been shown. Okay? Love y'all. Mwah.